So to change her pump site, the pump she wears, the tubing needs to be changed every couple of days. So the insulin goes into the reservoir is attached to the tubing, then to her pump, and then into her body. She also takes shots. Let me go get those. So sometimes she'll take a shot with what's called a flex pen. Test strips. If she's going to go swimming, we prep her site with skin prep wipes. These are extra lancets. We have extra kits. Then there's a glucagon. Of course, if we're using this, 911's on the way. But typically with Lowe's, this is our friend, juice. It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to act interested. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of overwhelming to say it, but that is the way she lives.
They thought it was the flu, and so they just sent me back to school, and then they figured out it wasn't the flu. No matter how hard you try to explain the difference between the two, people are always just gonna mistake you for a type 2, and then I don't even try to explain anymore. Like, oh, did you eat too much sugar? Is that why you're diabetic? And I'm like, nope. So, yeah. I recently had a friend just pass away from it, and she was my age. And it's just scary, things like that. So it kind of, I don't know. One day I could be here, and then one day I could just not. So I guess I kind of appreciate the little things more, and I guess, I don't know, things like that. I guess don't take things for granted as much. Even though I still do, but I try not to. Oh, she wants me to check. Is it okay if I get up and check really quick? Okay. Jackie, come here. Sit. Jackie's my diabetic alert dog, and my other half. She alerts to my blood sugars when they're fluctuating and will give me a paw, let me know, because I can't really feel it that often. Ben, you're not getting anything. Lay down. What am I? Good low. What am I? Good low. If my blood sugar goes below 20, then I'll go into a seizure or a diabetic coma, and if I'm not rushed to the hospital, then I would just die. And I'm very comforted that I have Jackie, because she catches things like that a lot. Good girl. When I got Jackie, a lot of things changed for me. that I don't remember being this happy before. I don't remember liking dogs as much before. I think Jackie is what started my crazy dog loving thing. I take her everywhere with me.
What if she wants to go to college, or what if she wants to move out someday and she doesn't have a roommate that would act as kind of a protector? So we decided to invest in Jackie for added insurance or assurance. We want to put as many layers of protection as possible between what could happen with Grace and what will happen with Grace.
She doesn't like her little tail being brushed too much.
Who's there? KGB. KGB? Beaver asked the question! What the hell was that? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, hey!
With Grace, as a mom, I hover. And it's the opposite of what I used to be as a mom. And she rolls her eyes, especially as she's becoming an adolescent. She wants to break away, and we're in this point where we're training her to be independent, and yet she's still a child, and we have to hover. I mean, we're forced to hover. But between Jackie alerting her at night and the artificial pancreas, I'm almost sure I can let her go. I may have to become a stalker, though. My husband and I take turns on duty, and on duty means we check her blood glucose levels through the night. Midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m. Type 1 diabetes represents, I think the last figure I heard is 5% of all diabetics in the world, and Grace is a type 1 diabetic. She's a volatile type 1. She hasn't really stabilized, and she's unpredictable. So every 3 hours, keeps her safe. Every 5 or 6 hours can be very dangerous. And by very dangerous, I mean, you know, she could die. That's the best we can do, is checking her, correcting her, checking her, correcting her. Her pancreas is dead, and it died all of a sudden, and it becomes very life-threatening very fast. Sometimes we have to check her every 15 minutes for a few hours, or every hour for 10 hours. It just depends on what's going on with her. Do I fear sleep? Yeah. If I'm on duty, I do. I've slept through an alarm before and woken up in a panic and run to her room. In the past 5 years, 4 of her friends, her same age, have passed. 3 of them at night while they were sleeping, and 1 in the morning. One of her girlfriends died last May, and we went to her funeral. She's 3 days younger than Grace, and it's just surreal. I mean, you look at the families, you look at the parents at the casket. A lot of kids came from all over the United States. They all sat together, and, you know, they all had a wisdom beyond their years. They knew why they were there, and they knew that they could be in that casket. So remembering it, I get emotional. But I believe that Grace will have an artificial pancreas before she turns 20. There really is hope.